Hey guys, Robbie. I got a special guest here to say something.
Greetings, this is Wonder Woman. You are watching Pros versus Noobs.
Uh, Actually, Wendy, that's supposed to be pro teaches noobs. I know you like how to do, you like to do fighting and everything, but not everything's always.
And today, this is Azula from Avatar The Last Airbender. We're going to teach you how pros do things. They do it better than their brother. They're about to celebrate becoming an only child.
Yeah, I hear you say that a lot, Azula.
Yeah, noobs are just twerps and they all need to go to bed. They sure are. I can't stand a noob. You know who's a noob? Billy from The Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy. I can't stand that guy. But he is my best friend, so whatever.
Oh, way to go, Mandy. So, yeah. What they said. Welcome to Pro Teaches Noobs. Hey guys, welcome to another lesson of Pro Teachers Do. Today with me, Jared.
What's up?
And today we are coming to the grand conclusion as we go over one last time, Trinity.
Why can't I never get away from her?
Wait. God, why do I keep doing this? No, not that one. For the last time, we are going over this one. And
good, the good one.
Tell people how much you liked that last batch we did.
That was a dope batch because it really deals with a lot of the effect. It deals with the effect when you think about it, the effect that the actual Trinity have on the DC universe, like the positive effect.
Yep, and it definitely focuses on how much of their stories and lore can be looked at and twisted into some kind of legend of gods that we can, because think about it, like all those legends we see about the Greek mythology and all that stuff. It can apply to it. People have always said it can apply to superheroes, and this shows it really could.
Yeah, exactly.
And things are getting worse on Earth, but now the god-Trinity has showed up. And let's see now, how are we going to wrap things up here, I wonder? Oh, and yeah, Krona. I haven't been paying much attention to him lately, but I am vast. I am an ocean, and I am each molecule within. I am life and the void encompassing that life. Oh dear, as the Green Lanterns are showing up. Where's the crime syndicate? Oh, the crime syndicate have teamed up with Despero.
Oh, there you go.
And oh dear.
Look at this. Dope. Oh.
Gods versus gods.
Literally.
Yep, literally. The world's most fundamental energies are in chaos, in flux, but they flow towards us, attracted to our natures. As they should, Batman. We will repair this sad and broken world. This is intolerable. They can't have come back. They were safely exiled. They shouldn't even have known of their previous existence. Not unless the imperfect spell let them remember. Unless someone went and got them. Well, yep, of course. Like, Alfred, hey, somebody, anybody. I got you, Lois. Thanks, but who's got you?
Okay, I see what they're doing.
Yep. You really need to make sure you get an anchor before you go over the edge like that, Tresser. I knew you were there, Grayson. And don't worry, Lois. Alfred's in good hands. Supergirl caught him, and Donna was about to catch him too. Oh boy. More Warhound, more! And join in, Enigma. We need all our power. And this is a new variable. Perhaps we should step back, find a new angle. No! We have the power to prevail, and we will use it. We'll drain all the dark arcana to dust if need be. Warhound, Enigma, strike! What is this attack? Why can we not simply ignore it? A part of our power is still missing in this world, and this attack is unpleasant. If we allow it to continue, it could begin to do us damage. Superman, Wonder Woman, Batman, welcome back. We'd like you to put yourselves under the Justice Society Authority. Join our efforts against, of course, just as our foes power is channeled symbiotically through representation of the conceptual structure of reality, so too is the missing part of ours. We need only draw it on it, as they have ours. In other words, all of the heroes.
Yep. See, it's exactly what I was talking about.
Yep. Break their strength before they can bring it to bear. Break it before we are prepared, brothers. Then, sister, let them feel our might. For long moments, there is silence. Silence, and then, yeah, all right. And they acclaim us, accordingly worship to their saviors, as it should be. But the foe is not yet beaten. Let us show these malefactors then what it means to steal our world, what it means to seize our people. Meanwhile, I am. Oh no.
Oh, that is dope.
Yep, look at his face.
That is such a cool image.
And so many others are this multiverse, but he still wants out. He still wants out, no matter what. Oh, and oh, it's the other Krona. This is the Krona that was born within him.
Mm-hmm.
I am you as you are me. I am now as you are then. We are here and there together. Oh, interesting.
That's cool.
Yep. And now he's ready to unleash everything.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, look at Batman here.
Oh yeah, I gotta say, all the god designs for each of the Justice League, for each of the Trinity is like on point.
Very much so. Very much so. But yeah, he said very much so. But JSIHQ is they're realizing something's going on. As well, fight still hasn't stopped. You have transgressed, village. You cast us out of our rightful realm and sought to seize the reins of universal power. But we are returned, and we shall be brought, and you shall be brought low. Never! We defeated you before and will again. We'll destroy you where you stand and take the world over your broken, gutted corpses. Morgan, wait. Their return. Look at what it's done to the power dynamics. We should withdraw, rework our plans. I have waited and planned for centuries. Enough waiting. We attack, and this will be my moment of boom. Thank you, Zor. There was no way she was going to listen to reason. If we are to salvage this plan, it will be at our stronghold, Sphere, the Castle Barneck. They just up and deserted us. And yep, they take out all the villains, and yep, there's Hal. Hal is restored to normal.
I love one of the things I love about Green Lantern is occasionally how they'll use their constructs to make like armor, because look at that really dope like suit behind him.
Well, to be fair, he's transforming from Sky Knight back to normal.
Oh yeah, okay, that's really cool.
Yep, as others are slowly restoring back. Even Barry.
Mm-hmm.
Poor Triumph. Bring it on. Everyone is then realizing, we should, the violence, all this violence. I agree. It is unseemly, and it will cease as they send all the villains back. And there's Lex. Unfortunately, Lex is now with Superman back. We all know what that means.
Yep, he's going back to his usual self.
Makes sense. His hunger, as something is hungry, this wolf. But it turns out this is John. What he transformed into.
This is what Jon Stewart turned into. Oh wow,
yep.
Cool.
Hold on a second. Sorry about that.
It's all good.
Yep, but yeah, so he's trying to fight off against this dog hunger. And it turns out it was something, this was related to Krona. It was Krona's doing to manipulate things. Which makes sense. He was a guardian.
Yeah.
Oh, and look at Wonder Woman here.
There you go. I love
that.
Not
a fan of the red color, to be fair.
I mean, it's probably because of like her armor and her armor color, but still, it's like you could have put a little more coloring in there.
Yeah, right. Oh, she died. There's a Black Adam. The shifting sands of fate seem to appoint me the protector of this city. I will not abandon it. Not as long as I feel the tie. As long as goodbye. He said something. He knew what was coming.
Yeah, he's like, I'm out.
Yeah, and of course she is taken out, drained and powerless. So in other words, they're now going a little overboard.
Yeah.
Joker. He's still able to tap into some of the energies. Oh God, a deity Joker. We've already seen Emperor Joker, but this is worse. And you are corrupt. If you seek the power, all the more reason to deny you it. And you fool, you arrogant, breeding, and unutterable fool. Of course. Do it, Batman. Do it. But they just drained him. We will restore the world, but you have done us a great service, maintaining and protecting the world, keeping hope alive until our return. Thus you shall choose. Will you remain as you are now, or be transformed? Return to your old selves. We've done our best, but we've made mistakes too. Probably be just to go back to what we should have been all along, whatever that is. And sure enough, they restore them.
That works.
But they're not. They're going about. This is like it's good, but they're also still giving in to their godhood still. They are not in a listening mood at present. Oh dear. Oh boy. And now they're trying to get things all back to normal, but they're also trying to tell them that this is what Krona is up to. But they're still not listening. So it's like, what do we do? Because it's like it's not a case where they're bad, but now it's a case where it's like they're above good and evil. Crime syndicate. But now they're making their way for Krona. But can they stop Krona? That's the big question. Others are invading Earth now. Krona is ready to make his move. And Morgan is not, they're still trying to figure out some kind of plan, what to do, obviously. Yep, as this makes no sense. If our power is enough, how can it be our salvation? Oh boy, now who wants payback?
There you go.
And Kanjuro is also manipulating and doing his own thing as well. They're back, but where were they? So of course, Lois is trying to get the story. Everything is starting to get back to normal. But at the same time, everything's trying to get rearranged. Of course, Lois knows how else to get to get someone's attention. But Tomorrow Woman, she's still phased over. I mean, but yeah, it's like that I was dead in this reality too. Well, obviously, if they were dead here, but everything was restored back to normal, doesn't mean that guaranteed she was to die.
True.
I like that as an explanation. Because that would be unfair. It's like, but I'm dead there. Oh, well, yeah. But she's still trying to get through to Clark, but they're too high up. They're too high and mighty. Which makes some sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, again, this is a case where we're back to now the point of everything's being stretched out.
Which again, that was I get it like this way. It's a fun series, but that's one of my criticisms is that too much of it, at least in my mind, is a tad stretched out.
It should have been 26, not 52.
Exactly. There you go. That would have been more reasonable.
Yeah, but again, at least here it's a good way of handling it.
Yeah, it's all interesting. It'd be one thing if it was like stretched out with useless stuff, but at least this is fun.
Yeah, it's fun. And again, it's a case where they're covering every bit of detail.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, of course they want their revenge and everything, but they're ready to screw them because why? They're telling them about what the Trinity has become.
Mm-hmm.
So now they're saying, work for us.
Mm-hmm.
But of course, they're easy to manipulate, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-oh. And they'll do and where they'll do them, the same time where they're trying to get their attention to where they'll do the most good. The finally like, but you're not listening. We're your family. You can't just dismiss us. We acknowledge your concern. However, we must address matters more pressing. Oh boy, again, they're trying to snap them out of it.
Mm-hmm.
Does this suit your needs? Actually, it confirms our concern. You're not, and you are not yourselves. If you were, we would not have had to come all this way to reunite with you, nor would you have shrunk down yet remained as purposely exaggerated heights. You can't even bring yourself to be at our level, can you? Oh, I like this as well. That even though they're here, but they're still deities, they're still above them, and that's not good.
Mm-hmm.
That is not a good thing.
No, it's not.
Oh, he remembers my name. 3 cheers for progress.
Mm-hmm.
But I gotta say, that is a point though where, yeah, it just makes it clear. This is not good for them to stay as gods. Would you agree with that?
Well, yeah, because they're not supposed to be gods.
Yeah, they're not even Superman.
Not even Superman, exactly.
Not Superman and Wonder Woman and Superman are not meant to be gods. They're meant to be a step beneath gods.
Mm-hmm.
Because if they were gods, we know how bad that could be.
Yeah, exactly. That's kind of where we get injustice.
Exactly. But yep, as obviously now the crime syndicate are making their move against the gods, the Trinity gods. And my powers have always been superior to yours. Yeah, right. But
my powers have doubled since the last time we met Count.
Yep. But it is also showing that yep, they can't deal with them, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Because why? Enigma knew that they were going to handle them.
Mm-hmm.
Let them rot on the antimatter world.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, they're showing that, yep, we don't care to hold our deal. But they still survive. So they decided to tap into the power of Krona. And unfortunately, Krona is not happy being summoned. I shall reclaim my energy traces, and you shall go. Breathing or not, it makes no difference. So in other words, they summon him for help, but he don't want to help them.
Mm-hmm.
And oh dear. Again, things are clearly boiling over.
Mm-hmm.
She sent me back home. Steph, no! He doesn't want this at all. He's been screwed.
Mm-hmm.
So, yep, as again, it's so easy to breeze through this. You see, it's more about now. Remember, a big part of this is trying to get you guys wanting to go read this, and I'm positive for you, Jared. You want to read this, right?
I'm probably gonna see if I can find a collected edition of this that's in print and pick this up because, for one thing, I'm a Wonder Woman and Superman collector in this series. Like I've said many times when we cover this is quintessentially who they are.
Exactly. But like I said, you can see that lots of stuff here is just that spinning their wheels.
Yeah, I mean, at least here's the thing. Like I just said, it's fine if it's spinning wheels with stuff that's actually really interesting,
but not good for covering.
Not very good for like covering. And now, to a degree, I see. Here's the thing: we're doing this in hindsight of having the whole series. Can you imagine how this must have felt month to month?
Oh, I'm positive, but I will say this: the writing here is probably enough to keep you getting you from cover to cover.
Yeah. Well, it's Busaic, so that's to tell you that.
And I would say this: I do think on a individual issue basis, this succeeds.
Yeah, I would say so. I would say
because
so.
it does get you wanting to keep reading it. It really does.
And that's really what you want, because it's like, as long as you keep wanting to come back, there you go. It's fine.
Yep. But like I said, covering it and going over in trades, it's the unfortunate, it's comparable to old 80s cartoons.
Mm-hmm.
But slightly different. It's the type of thing where you don't want to binge it.
Yeah.
Would you agree? Like, this is something that's not good in bingeable form.
Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah, but things are more and more building up, and oh no, Taro, stuff is going on with her, and she might not survive.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, look at Starfire there.
So badass.
Yep, as everything is just boring, and of course Lex is back to normal, and now he's even more infuriated.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't blame him.
Yeah, of course.
After what happened with how Superman denied him.
Mm-hmm.
But yep, so again, things are just they're trying to get him to snap out of it. They need him to come back.
I got a question for you. Do you prefer Donna with the more like spacey looking suit or the armor?
I always preferred this outfit.
Yeah, me too. I got to be honest. I like this because it makes her more unique than Diana. Because Diana has the armor.
Exactly.
At least currently.
Exactly. Yes, we are agreed. As they are going, you are a false god, a sham, and you will fall. You, Superman, you assert the might less. A fraction of the intellect. You will not topple me. I don't have to. I only have to delay you. So yeah. Obviously, they decided they helped Batman's ready to help out Green Lantern out.
Mm-hmm.
Again, now the fact that so much of this it feels, I would say this, it's all accumulating, but I also feel like there's been so much disjointedness to it.
Little bit, yeah.
At least the Krona stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But you don't recognize him, Morgan? It's your own spell. They've trapped him in your own damn spell. So they trapped him in where he's supposed to go.
Now, I will say this. While it's still interesting stuff, I do feel like this series could have done a little better over the course of like the really long periods of hinting at the overall plot.
Yes, I think that's the one downside here.
Because if it did that, then again, you can discount that like it takes forever to get to this point because you're like, okay, they are building to it, but they kind of don't.
They really don't. Not really. Like even when when the Trinity get to Earth, it then takes how long before that moves?
I know, right?
Exactly. Yeah, now they have to deal with Krona. And that's the other thing. They go from dealing with the evil Trinity, god-Trinity, to now they're dealing with Krona. It just feels like, and it just happens.
Yeah, it jumps about a lot.
Yeah. But yeah, right. I mean, obviously, Krona be the final foe, since that was what it's all built up around. But that's the idea. Krona, it doesn't feel like he was mounted to much here.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-oh.
Oh, God.
He wants to know he wants to have the spirit world spirit, so he'll rip it out.
Oh, God.
Oh, I love this. Hal's trying to hold it together.
That is such a cool image.
Oh, just seeing all of this. Everyone's trying to hold it together. And, oh, geez, I love how it makes you wonder, will she die again?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Oh, geez.
Did Hawkman just die?
Looks like it.
We're nearly done. Oh,
man. That is such an incredible image.
And yet the world is dead. He succeeded. And I enter her realm, the world soul. They never set this up.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think this was ever set up.
Not really, no.
Let me double check. Hold on. The Trinity number 50. Let's see if this is. Please tell me this isn't the character's first appearance. They don't even mention her.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. But again, no, this is a later issue of it, and they don't even get that much further, with it all. I hate how weak he is now. Have this whole thing pushed to the side and all that. I hate it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so it's just so interesting. But I do say though, having it be a female makes sense
Mm-hmm.
because he's a male.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's actually talking to the soul, and I always say, like, I've lived in it for billions of years. I'm far older than you, little soul. I will not be taken in by this. So you have felt it now. It is what you wanted. What was it at? All that. What did it mean? It made no sense. This is my existence. Perhaps it just doesn't translate. All that. It just doesn't. No, it's not enough. I think this is Busick basically pushing Corona to the hole, knowing it just to know it is not enough.
Yeah.
And I think that's what he's breaking him with. Oh, like, get out. I want, get out. Oh, even a young soul, it's too much for him.
Mm-hmm.
I find that interesting, don't you?
Yeah.
Begin with your precious world, soul. Back away, Krona, or be hurt badly. So, of course, they're the world soul's champions, of course.
Mm-hmm.
I lost one planet, Krona. I won't lose another. None of us will. Oh. But yeah, it's not over.
Yeah, there you go. Shane Davis, Wonder Woman.
Yep, the world is restored. Everyone is back, but at what cost? Is the Trinity gone? Who can say? John is back to normal, at least.
Mm-hmm.
They ripped out, it was a void hound is what he had been bonded to.
That's cool.
Everything up and poor Enigma.
Mm-hmm.
I actually feel bad for him.
Yeah, he was a cool character.
Yeah. Daddy, I need you. If you're dead, who's going to help me? Oh, no. What in 7? Morgan, I think we've heard enough from you. Where is Batman? And he's gone to help Enigma.
Mm-hmm.
He's
going to turn her into another Robin.
I will not be saving him. You will, and one other. Let him in. Let him in, and he can repair you. So in other words, he's merging them.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, please! I was hasty before. Impatient. I'm prone to impatience.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, shut up, Crota.
Mm-hmm. I'm prone to impatience.
But now they're back to normal finally.
Mm-hmm.
Up.
Here we go.
And there, one last issue.
There you go. This needs to be an omnibus at one point.
I know. But we're not we're not Code Ultraman all you want, but we won't fall for it. Maybe if you were to beg for your lives. Oh, look, your psychics have a point. What's the holdup? You're not afraid, are you? Look at that smile.
Mm-hmm. That's a very evil smile.
Oh, there was yep.
You and what army? Our army.
Yep.
Yeah, they're like, we didn't think this through.
Yep. Against the Trinity, one thing. The Void Hound. Save them and give them hope. No, Steph, that's the old way of doing things. The Syndicate's way. So, in other words, they're going to try and help in their world. So everything's starting to wind up. Morgan has been entrapped again thanks to Jason Blood. The Green Lanterns have dealing with Despero. Kanjuro got away. Taro's still alive. And we're seeing, all this other stuff. That, some of the criminals are, get away with it all. Unfortunate. Things are going back to normal.
Mm-hmm.
Taro looks like he's getting together with Gangbuster. Nice.
So, all right.
Those other empowered beings are going to try and do good.
Mm-hmm.
Amara Woman is still alive. And everything now. So, if it's okay to ask, what was it like being gods? I mean, I spent time on New Cronus, and Diana was elevated by the Olympians for a while, but it was different, Donna. A different perspective on the world, on everything, a clearer perspective, a broader one, but more distance. Two. Lots of details, not as much connection. Colder. I'll say you guys were grim, aloof. And keep in mind, I'm talking about Bruce here. I'd like to know more. You said it was a mistake to be human. The legend of you in that other world, they said you'd been broken by your failures, by your errors, your weaknesses. We weren't broken. We might have felt like it, but we weren't. What we were human. The other world might have needed perfection, needed God to repair the damage Krona did. But this one, and here we face our problems, and we find a way to overcome them. That's what's needed here. Not being so perfect that there aren't any problems in the first place. And marrying me, was that one of the errors, the failures? Lois, if I wanted to be a god, then maybe you could call it a mistake. Maybe. If I want to be a man, to be what I am, never.
Yeah, none of them ever want to be gods. And that's what some DC fans, I think, get wrong. It's like they never want to be gods.
And unfortunately, I think that's something that Frank Miller definitely egged on.
Yeah, I'll agree with you on that one. We
are not above this world. We're part of it. And being part of it, Lois, with you, with everyone, that's what grounds us, what keeps us part of everything that matters. And I don't say this often enough, but Dick, Alfred, we wouldn't have it any other way. And whatever the future brings, hey, what? Uh-oh. Oh, what? At the coast, an emergency, picking up police squeals and TV bulletins now. I'll fill everyone in on the way. It's big, but we can handle it. There they go. So, do you guys ever get used to that? Sort of. Partially, kind of, but no. Not really.
Trust me, Tom. You won't have to get used to that for long.
That's kind of what I thought. Look, I should probably check in with the department, see if I'm needed, and I should call on the Daily Planet. If I might, Miss Lane, if it's not too intrusive, Superman whispered something to you just before you left. What was it? Oh, you saw that? Usually he's too fast for anyone to spot. He said that whatever the world would face from here on, whatever the future would bring, we'd see it together. Meanwhile, with Krona, he is now back in that other world, another Earth, younger, but now he's stuck at the core of it.
I like that. That's cool.
Oh, how was that?
That was a dope series, and yeah, it's it should be required reading for any of those three characters because again, it gets them to their core so well, despite it being a team up book, because that's a very difficult thing to do.
And now again, I would say though, as far as something that's spinning its wheels, though, this handled it very well.
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't really bad per se in terms of spinning its wheels.
No, it's good stuff. It will keep you reading from cover to cover, but going over it here.
Yeah, because the fun part is that you do want to see what else happened to this world without the Trinity, so it does have that going for it. It's just, it does take forever to get to the point, and that's why I say, if they had hinted along the way at the larger plot better, I think that it would have felt less like a slog.
Definitely, but overall, though, this was an epic, and I would say it deserved to be a weekly, though. It really did.
Mm-hmm.
And if this was Kurt Busiek's swan song, and it kind of was, I don't think he's done that much major comic work. I couldn't think of anything better.
Yeah, exactly.
Because he still does comic work, but as far as at the DC, I don't think he's done that much since. And really, how can you top this?
Yeah, it's true, because that was incredible.
Yeah, but now
I just love that image when the Crime Syndicate's about to fight the Trinity, and then the entire DC universe shows up, and they're like, "Oh no!"
I know, it's like, "Oh crap!"
They're like, "You really forgot about this?" This is like the on your left Avengers Endgame moment.
On your left, on your left. But But I would say though, Morgan and they were. I would say this. One downside is the villains were means to an end.
Yeah,
The one downside about this whole series is that none of the villains really felt like, because you had Krona, you had the evil Trinity, and that was pretty much it. And even then, though, they kept going in and out, rotating and everything.
The other thing is, it would have been nice if more of the evil Trinity were like some of the villains from the main Trinity, because Morgan is not a Wonder Woman villain.
No, but at the same time, you did need someone that was strong in magic to pull something off.
Well, Cersei.
That's true, but Cersei, I think, they probably felt was a little overused by this point and during this.
That's fine. That's true.
Because she was used in who was Wonder Woman. She was a big part of Amazon's attack. So I think they probably realized we need to step down from her a bit.
Yeah, I get it. And you know what? It's not a criticism that takes away from the book, because their choice in villain still works.
Yeah. And again, having the Sparrow be the wrong choice, clearly you needed something to derail everything. You clearly did. And again, I would say the best part of this whole thing was that whole retelling their stories as legends. That has to be the best.
That was really cool. Because again, you get the inherent, because actually, when you think about this entire series, if I could summarize it as like a thesis, is pretty much like, this is the effect, either intentionally or unintentionally, that the Trinity has on the overall DC universe. And that is felt 100% in those parts where you have the three different tribes that become like that look up to the Trinity as gods.
Exactly. And again, the fact, just so much of this worked.
Yeah, it did. And again, I'm like, if you collect this at DC, if somehow you're watching this, if you collect this into an omnibus, again,
people would want to get it. Agreed. But 3 trades weren't bad.
Yeah, it's kind of funny. You wouldn't expect 3 trays to be able to fit all of this,
but it did.
Mm-hmm.
And the artwork was all good.
The art, that is one of these things that I'm saying is perfect. I have zero criticisms about the artwork.
And be honest. Could you were there plenty times where you keep forgetting it wasn't always Bagley?
To a degree, yeah, because he varied it enough, but I'm like, oh, it's Bagley.
And the other artwork, and they got artists that match him for the most part. The only one that stood out was Scott McDaniel.
Yeah, the only criticism I have a little bit is the color variety in God Wonder Woman.
Yeah,
which it's still a cool design. I still like it, but I feel like because she also has a little bit of the blue in her normal costume, it would have been nice to put a little blue in there.
True, but again, Superman had most of the blue.
True. That's true. Yeah, exactly.
But overall, if I was to rate it, I'd give it a strong 8 out of 10.
Oh, and how about this? I give it a 9 out of 10, because here's the thing. When you look at it, also, notice how God Superman and God Wonder Woman don't get together.
Nope.
And that's interesting, because that goes in clear, because as a Super Wonder fan, the reason why I'm pointing that out is because a lot of people point out that a lot of, not you, obviously,
right?
Star Wars fans that I encounter point out that, like, if they become a couple, they turn to gods and distance themselves from humanity. And I'm like, that didn't happen here.
Nope. But I think now I will say this. I think some of that's also because of the fact that they're still holding on to their truths, to their history and everything, and
which they still do in like the main universe. But I'm just like, here's an example of when they became gods, but that didn't happen.
I'll say this though: have you noticed just how I wouldn't say utterly, but compared to the others, how mostly useless Nemesis was? Telling that even Kurt could not.
Even Kurt couldn't figure out a way to use Nemesis.
Besides just doing some cool moments here and there.
You notice Lois is the one that like kind of snapped Superman out of it, and Nemesis didn't do anything.
No, but of course it was going to be Lois. Of all of them, of course it was going to be Lois.
Well, yeah, because she's the more solidified love interest. They were married at the time. But Nemesis is like, as he was in the Wonder Woman run, the most useless dude.
Yep. But again, overall, this was just so.
Yeah, I love it. as a fan of the Trinity characters, this is 100% a love letter to all, especially Wonder Woman.
Yep. Now, hey, how do you think someone like Britt would react to this book?
I think she would dig it because
she'd be lost. She would be utterly lost.
Let me put it this way: if I truncate it and to talk about briefly the part of like the world without the Trinity, like kind of skim through that part massively, but stick to like the Superman Wonder Woman parts, I think she would enjoy it.
Yep. You know what? You should do this as a Super Wonder.
We may actually. That'd be
on an episode. You should do this on an episode.
I'll talk to her about it because it's a good series.
Yep, it's on DC. If DC Universe Infinite, I think, has all the issues. You could just go through it, skim through it on your own and come up with something for that.
That would work.
But yeah, overall, this was a grand epic, grand epic. So thank you so much. Any other final words you want to give, Jared? Anything else?
Boy, I'm glad this was the Trinity series we went through.
Unlike the other, that running gag.
Yeah, that was a fun one. That was a fun gag.
Oh, but agree on one thing. Trinity will never reach 50 issues unless with King on writing.
No! Oh, no. See, here's the thing. I think after King, if she sticks around, she'll be a side character in Wonder Woman. I don't think, unless it's like a young adult book, they'll give her own series after this.
They will never. No. They will give her her own series probably, but it's never going to reach this.
No. So this way, it'll have to be a mini and or maxi series, but it's not getting to 52 issues.
To be fair, though, same thing could apply to someone like Donna, for example. I don't think even Donna could hold her own ongoing that long.
They give her mini series.
Exactly. Most of it trying to figure out who she is.
Well, yeah, exactly.
Unfortunately. But yeah, so overall, great book and everything. Thank you all for joining me. Thank you, Jared, for joining me. I will see you guys all on the next one. Take care.
See you.